Howdy, image bearers. How are you guys doing today? Welcome back to Christian Craft. We are on episode 12, I believe. Maybe 13. Actually, I'm losing count. We're posting a Minecraft video every day. Maybe this week we'll change to posting on the weekdays, taking a break on the weekends. Who knows? But we just post Minecraft videos where we talk about God, Jesus, the Bible, apologetics, politics, pop culture, whatever floats into my mind. Howdy, Arnid. Howdy, Einar. Howdy, Tobias, wherever you are. I don't know where Tobias is at. But today we're going to make a little bit of Minecraft progress. Maybe get our villagers set up. Try to get some books and stuff. What was I looking for? Oh, yes, seeds. I believe we have gained 12 subscribers since last video. So, if you're new here, for every subscriber, we For every subscriber, we plant some wheat. One seed equals one subscriber. I had somebody comment, hey, when you plant wheat, plant it with the lay of the land. Don't mark it all out as a flat spot. Yes, I totally agree. See how this platform's kind of raised? This was actually a natural platform, and I kind of made it a little artificial. Like I extended it out. But the plan is to make it look more natural and like it flows seamlessly, like kind of more like that, you know. So yeah, I want this just to look like a really natural area. Hey, look at that. We started a new row. So I was wanting to... Oh, there's Tobias. Silly guy way over there. So I wanted to make a little bit of base progress. Get some villager progress. Because I have all of these projects floating in my mind, right? Like, see this here? I want to turn this whole area into soil. So it's prepared for wheat. And I just think soil will look nice. And if soil looks bad, then oops. But just make the whole area soil. I started last episode on outlining the river, but then making this much progress in the river destroyed our efficiency shovel. So I know a few episodes I said before we build any farms, I want to finish the house. However, I think villagers are kind of a necessity at this point. And then by proxy, an iron farm. But we'll work on them simultaneously. We'll work simultaneously on our base and our villager breeding chamber / trading hall. But finals week's coming up, guys. So I imagine these videos are going to get much shorter. I want to keep the consistency. Which means they'll probably be consistently shorter for the next week or two as life gets busier. I'm thinking about maybe posting only on the weekdays to keep the weekends off for one. Then I have time to like rest and be refreshed with new ideas to talk about, new things. I can kind of prepare more for videos, not script them, but just like meditate and be thoughtful in them. And also the other thing is these are very long videos. So I figure if I post 5 hour long or 5 hour and a half long videos a week, the weekends are kind of y'all's time to play catch up, you know? I don't know if you hear the train in the background. I live in College Station. It is called College Station because we quite literally live in a train station. There are trains everywhere. All over the place. Train noises all the time. Smash like for train sounds in the background. But yeah, I want to give y'all time to watch these videos. I want them to be engaging. I don't want to just pump out so much content people can't keep up with it and it feels overwhelming. So drop down in the comments. Do you like me posting every single day? Would you like to maybe see me post Mondays through Fridays, take off on the weekends? Let me know what you guys think. The other thing is the timing of when I upload. I've kind of been uploading when I can, and for the most part, that's been like between 10 a.m. and noon. I don't have enough analytics data on YouTube, right? Like usually on like YouTube Studio, it tells you this is the average time people click on your videos, and that would be really easy. I would just do whatever that thing says. However, I don't have enough data yet. So drop down in the comments if you guys are listening, have any opinions on that type of stuff, when I post, how long the videos are, or if you guys are just like, we just like how it's been going, it's just casual, it's not super structured and planned, just keep doing what you're doing, then by all means. I just don't want to disappoint anyone by failing to upload when you've expected me to upload, right? I don't want to set a precedent of like, oh, I upload every single day at 10 a.m. and then you're waiting for a video at 10 a.m. and you're disappointed. So that's all I have to say about that. Do you guys, when you play Minecraft, do you go one task at a time and see it through? Or do you play like me, where you just pick up whatever colors you fancy, and sometimes it's a little messy and all over the place? It's like when I clean my room, you know? I'll start sweeping the floor and then realize while sweeping the floor, oh, this thing shouldn't be here. So then I put it, in the laundry bin or something. And then I'm like, oh, wait, I should do laundry. And then I start doing laundry. And then by the time I remember I was sweeping, it's like, I'm doing the dishes now. And I just am all over the place. And it's funny because usually when I'm focused on something, I can really put a lot of like thought into it. Otherwise, I'm just all over the place. I think we're familiar enough with this area that we can get rid of that waypoint. What? Wow. Dude, that's like what happened to Poppy, the iron golem. I don't know if you guys are new here and you don't know that niche reference, but that tree just grew on top of me and suffocated me. That's exactly how that iron golem got trapped. But yeah, I think we're pretty good that we don't need to. It's over in that direction. I forgot to put on Distant Horizons. I'll look into that. I'm probably going to record tonight after Bible study for tomorrow's video. Basically, I took off on Sunday. And so now I'm recording this. I am recording Monday morning, and it's going to go up early Monday afternoon. I forgot. There's a beautiful, like this whole area is this beautiful valley with rolling hills and bluffs. It reminds me a lot of like where I grew up in Wisconsin. Lower drop. I grew up in Wisconsin. I'm not a Texas native, but I am Texas in my heart now. But just this really nice like bluffs, and I just want to fill this area with trees and wheat and animals. Yeah. Smash like. Any of you listening, comment below. Where are you guys from? Where are my listeners from? Drop down. I'm not asking for like your address. Don't give strangers your address. Are you from United States? Are you from another country? Are you from what state are you from? I imagine most of my listeners are from the United States, but it'd be super cool to find out we have some international viewers. And I'd also love to see the demographic of what states we have represented. So drop down in the comments where you're from, where you're listening from. Okay, cool. But I think it's so funny that this video's been growing. This channel's been growing so much. I don't have like a soundproof room. You know, I'm playing on a MacBook and I'm using my MacBook keyboard. I want to do live streams, but I don't think my MacBook could handle it. um, I'm not quite at the point with this channel where where I want to invest in like a legit computer or invest in some soundproofing. You know, I'm doing this in my college dorm. I'm doing this in my college dorm. Should I make Toby a friend? But I'm doing this in my college dorm. So it's like, okay, it's not like I can really like make a studio type thing. And I don't know, guys. It's getting the job done. I want to grow. I want the channel to grow. I want to reach people. But I also am just like, I don't want to make this something it's not. Because my favorite part about this is getting all of the comments like, hey, I watched this with my son. I love watching apologetics videos. And I'm thankful that this got recommended to me, you know, or comments about how we're in agreement that Peter Thiel is a biblical embodiment of evil. You know, getting comments like, "Hey, I'm reading the book of John. Thanks for recommending that." You know, or comments like, "This is my new favorite binge channel." Like, I love that aspect of like a small, tight knit community. So you guys are my audience. I said in like episode 1 or 2, it's like I have no target audience other than who's willing to listen. I don't want to become something I'm not. I just want to talk about the Bible, talk about God, talk about apologetics, talk about whatever. Whoa, that's screw. So, yeah. I want to get 2 dark oak trees. It's kind of annoying, in my opinion, that you have to have 4 because it's like there's a good chance that the dark oak tree, like the wood to leaves ratio is so off compared to other trees. So it's less likely that you get another full tree from chopping down a tree. Minecraft music is just so nice. Hi, Toby. While we wait for these saplings to fall, shall we gather Toby? Bring Toby back home. If you watched last video, there are villagers on this island in that little dirt cage. So I think we have an obligation to them to improve their living quarters. Hi, Toby. Howdy. Come here. You're always so difficult. You're always so difficult. Come on. Oh, oops. That was my fault, Toby. You came here. That was on me. I need to get snowballs. I definitely need to get snowballs. Come on, Toby. Psst, 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 psst. Oh my goodness, Toby, you're killing me. Killing me, Toby. Well, hello, salmon. Toby, come on. Toby, come on. I'm looking at this, and I think it needs to have more tough. That's pretty jarring. Come on, Toby. Please. Please. Should Toby just be a free spirit? We just let him go where the wind takes him. Toby goes where the wind blows. All right, nice. Come on, Toby. Oh my goodness, I'm so foolish. You can't lead him and ride him. Okay, I thought you could lead him and ride him. All right, Toby, we're giving this one more chance. One more try before we leave and just let you be a free spirit. Come on, come on, come on. This is the chance. This is the chance. This is the chance. Let's go. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Minecraft is such a funny game. Yeah, I'm looking at this. I think that I like the idea of the gradient, but I think it needs, I don't want it to be so tall. I kind of want it to like be about this tall. So I think the tuft or tuft, I still don't know. I think it's tough. I want it to kind of go down with the form of the land. You are slow, Toby. I'm not gonna lie. Happy gas are way too slow. Do you guys think happy gas is too slow? Or am I just impatient? All right, Toby. Yeah, it's literally faster for me to just like carry you like a balloon. All right, thanks, Toby. Appreciate your services. Also, another housekeeping thing. I am probably going to start building off camera, like the house or like parts of, like, I don't think I will, let's say this. I don't think I will start and finish any builds off camera. I think I will start builds on camera and probably not finish them. I want to make some off-camera progress with builds. That's basically what I'm trying to say. I want to make these videos a bit more, like, less down. I don't know. You guys kind of just watch this to be chill in background. So maybe I shouldn't try to like make lore and stuff. Maybe it is what it is. Honestly, Toby, don't hate me. I think I need your services again. Nah, let's let Toby rest. Even mining this deep slate, I'm like, it's just so slow. I want efficiency so bad. Yeah, guys, I really think that the thing we need to do right now is get villagers going. It's my honest opinion. Go ahead and cancel me. Just give my opinion. Yeah. Yeah, I like the idea of it being primarily tough, and it's more of a deep slate accent to make it look weathered. Yes. This is what I like, I think. But like here, this is a prime example. Like when I'm building, like, will you guys ever watch? Like, is this worth watching if I'm not talking? Like, the whole thing is that it's like a Minecraft podcast, you know? And like if I'm building, I'm just like concentrated on making something beautiful. So you guys let me know what you think about that. We're going to leave that for now because I've had enough. I've had enough of just slowness. It's slow. It's very slow. Slow tools with low durability. Got shovels breaking on me. I think it's time we level up our game, ladies and gentlemen. So let's build a villager breeder. Shall we? Oh no! Are they all despawned? I'm a fool. I'm a fool. I'm a fool. Fall damage be darned. I need feather falling. I'm such a fool. No, guys, how could I? This is why I need to be more goal or like finish a task and see it through. Oh, darn it. Okay, well, we're going to just set you right here and you're never going to grow. And next video, we'll go get dark oak because I don't want to say, oh no, we got derailed. Let's do a new task. We are going to break ground on the villager breeder. Hopefully we finish the breeder. There's no way we're finishing the trading hall. We don't have enough items to trade with. Iron farm is something I would probably build off camera, but like explain how to build it in a video. Does that make sense? Can't believe I let all those things despawn. But it's okay, guys. God is great. God is great, even though I just destroyed that. Even though I just destroyed that dark oak. But I guess we got the floor. That's good. So, what are the materials we need for this thing? And yeah, between episodes, I'll probably clean up this clutter. Probably. Let's use... We have deep slate on hand. At hand. But let's also experiment if we like tough better. Tough. Not tough. Cool. Good to know. So I know for sure I need a fence post for this. We're doing this totally from memory, and we're going to see if I mess it up. I need glass. I need fence. I need iron and gold. Gold. Oh, did I trade away all my gold? I think I did. I think I did trade away all my gold. That's fine. We can get more gold for next episode. We technically don't need gold for this part of it. I don't think we need gold for this part of it. Oh, we need beds. That's the other big thing. Duh. And we're going to pick fancy colors. We're gonna try to make everything aesthetic here, all right? We're gonna try to keep it aesthetic out here. Oh, cool. That makes life easy. And do I have red flowers somewhere? Certainly I do. All right. We've changed our mind. We are going to do gold and blue. Gold and blue. Villagers, if you guys didn't know, are the single most important and broken thing in this game. In my humble opinion, I think villagers are a necessity. I think they're the most important, like, early game get started on it too. Because if you think about it, if you make like a tier list of farms on Minecraft, you are like, okay, I need something for XP. Okay, I'll make a mob farm or a silverfish farm, like a, what's it called? Yeah, like a silverfish armadillo farm, or I'm going to make a mob farm. I need to make a gold farm, an iron farm, whatever. Like, the foundation of all those things that ties all those things together is a villager trading hall. And if you just make a villager trading hall first, it gives decent XP. It's not as good as a silverfish farm or a gold farm, but it gives good XP, decent XP. There's no way I make that jump. Is that a quad jump or is that an impossible jump? I think that's a 5. I have no idea. Let's see this. Let's see this. Woo! It has to be a quad jump because I just made it. Right? But if you think about it, villagers, they give decent XP. They give you a bunch of food. You have access to diamond armor, diamond tools, enchantment books. So you have access to all types of things. And then once you have that, then you start making an iron farm. And it's like, okay, now iron farm feeds into the villager breeder. Villager trading hall. And the gold farm feeds into the trading hall. And why do you need gold farm? Oh, gold apples for zombification. And like, you know, like, are you catching my drift? You smelling what I'm stepping in? Cool. I'm thinking, guys, we make... Do I want to make this underground? Because making things underground, you kind of want good tools. I think we can always expand. You know, we can always expand. We can always change. For sake of making progress, we're going to make a very small villager setup here. And then maybe between episodes, I tidy it up, put it underground. You know, this is going to be very rudimentary, folks. What's like the center point of this island? Whoa. Yeah, I'm kind of there. Let's go back more. Yeah, let's call this the center. Let's call that the center. All right, folks, this is where we're going to see if I remember what I'm doing. And like, even if I mess this part up, that's totally fine. So long as there's 2 villagers. As long as I have 2 villagers and I never lose one, then this is really easy stuff to fix, okay? And also, we're close to villages. If a tragedy happens, we can always go back, right? So, basically how this works. So, going to be 2 villagers up here. And they make a baby. And the baby is small. So, the baby falls through. Sorry, I know. Wasteful. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. I think I messed it up. That doesn't look quite right. Not quite my tempo. Whiplash is a phenomenal movie. Are you rushing or are you dragging? Suppose I threw a chair at your head, Neiman. We are going to make it out of tough simply because that's going to be made of tough largely. And every single villager breeding hall, trading hall, breeding chamber I've made has been like deep slate. So I want to just switch it up a little bit. I think this is right. That looks right. Okay, that looks right. So, like I was saying, these guys breed up here. And they can't fall down here, but the babies do. Make sense? Cool. Oops. So that guy can't sleep there because I just covered up his bed. Yeah, this is going to probably be a bit of an eyesore. But we're just making do with what we got this episode. We will improve it. We will improve upon it. And then this part is going to be... I'm waiting for it to be nighttime, which will be nighttime soon. So we got to do this quick. And hopefully... I should have done this out of dirt. This is going to take so long to mine. Whatever. It's never too late to start doing the right thing, folks. Never too late to start doing the right thing. Smash like for moral lessons with Image Bear. Cool. So I'll break this, and then they'll go up here in their bed. Aw, so nice. These living arrangements are a bit bit sketch. I know. It's kind of like they went from a dirt jail to now like an actual brick. Like, these guys are happy. The thing is with Minecraft that you have to accept that it's morally ambiguous at times. You know, this whole idea of like, you know, the villagers are kind of slaves. Just it's kind of not good. I'll treat them well. I'll treat them well. I'll feed them. But like, if you guys don't know about villager breeding halls, it's like, oh, you didn't give me the trade I want. Now you just die. Like, I burn you in lava and try to get a new trade. Like, Minecraft is absolutely utilitarian ethics. It's just like, what brings about the net benefit for me? Utilitarian ethics. Horrible ethical framework, by the way. I think utilitarian ethics only work when coupled with moral objectivity. And what I mean it only works when coupled with moral objectivity, I mean to say the starting point of morality needs to be what is objectively true. The starting point of morality has to be, okay, I feel like they're going to take fall damage from that high. Is that too high? Because basically this is a half slab, so if a minecart passes through it, we'll see. It'll get the job done, and we'll see if they make a baby and the baby falls and gets hurt. That would suck. Sorry, baby. I'm looking at this right now, and I think it might be too tall, but that's fine. It's fine. It'll get the job done. It's super ugly. It's super ugly. All right, nighttime. Time to shine, boys. All right. See, they just green little dots. They track to the bed. Stop it. Grr, get out of my way. Go. Oh, you fool. Get out of here. Go to bed. I'm using their desire to slumber against them. This is so terrible. So messed up. I don't think they have a way out. Cool. So, like I'm saying, that part is hard to mess up. That's easy to that's like so hard to mess up. This part, there's going to be a dispenser. We don't have gold. Maybe we'll go mining and get some gold. There's a dispenser. You hit a button, and as soon as you hit a button, you have an on-demand villager. That's the design of this. The design of this farm, villager breeder, whatever, is you hit a button, and then it puts a villager on a minecart, and you can stick them in their little occupation slot in the trading hall. And so back to what I was saying is only need 2 villagers, because once you have 2 villagers, you can make other villagers. So even if like we're like, yeah, this is above ground, we don't like that. Well, we could have this be an above ground and like cover it with a nice little house. And then the trading hall is like underneath the earth. But then that's kind of inconvenient to like hit a button and then follow. So like starting point. Okay, starting point, folks. Maybe we put it underground. We're going to also do that. I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do, to be honest. Cool. Utilitarianism. That is the moral framework of net benefit. That is what determines what is moral, what is virtuous, is highest possible outcome, right? So there's an aspect of utilitarianism that is true. Let's give this example. Trolley problem. Do you save one guy or do you save two guys? Pull the lever. One guy dies. Don't pull the lever. Two guys die. So utilitarianism is the framework of the best possible outcome is what saves the most people, that being two people. You know, that's the highest possible outcome. But also, what is assumed is that human life has value in the first place in the trolley problem. It's assumed human life is worth saving. Why is human life even worth saving? Right? This is so funny. Can you guys, if I do this, can you guys get out? I don't know. I need to throw bread at them so they make a baby. So like in the trolley problem, it assumes that human life is worth saving, right? Like human life is inherently valuable. So if human life is inherently valuable, then two human lives is more valuable than one, right? Think about it like this. Would you rather three $0 bills or two $0 bills? Like what does that even mean? If human life is arbitrary in value, it has no value, then utilitarianism doesn't even work. Utilitarianism doesn't even work if you can't define what net happiness is, right? You know. And then when you apply utilitarianism to like a global scale or geopolitical scale, then you can like justify all sorts of atrocities. And we have done that. Look at Hiroshima, Nagasaki. Like, we convinced ourselves that it is necessary for the survival of many to sacrifice the innocent. You know, when I was young in like philosophy classes, when I was in college in philosophy classes, you know, I was like, yeah, of course. We had to do what we had to do to stop these evil Japanese guys. You know, they're worse than Hitler. It would have been Hitler 2.0 if we let them live. And sometimes that's the sad part of war is you got to kill innocent civilians. No. Sorry, guys. I don't buy that. I don't buy it. I think there is never an instance or a circumstance where it is okay to take innocent human life. Sorry. Humans don't have that authority over life. Oppenheimer literally said, I am become death, destroyer of worlds. Like, that's quite the God complex. So if we have a utilitarian framework and we say, like on paper, right? On paper, it's better to save two lives than save one life. That's okay, true. You can convince me of that. Utilitarianism. It's like I was saying if you watched my eschatology video. We apply lenses and frameworks like they're universal when they're not. Preterism is not a universal framework. If you don't know what that word means, go watch the last video. Preterism is not a universal framework, but there are passages in the Bible that you should interpret with a preterist lens. It's like utilitarianism. Utilitarianism is helpful sometimes, but it's not always helpful. You know, utilitarianism is helpful if it's like, should I spend $5 to make $10? Okay, yeah, of course, because the net benefit, great. You know, should I kill this intruder to save my 2 children and wife? Yes, of course. Utilitarianism there makes sense. But also you're, as a husband, like you're appealing to like a higher moral duty, but that's besides the point. I am saying here that when you apply that to a large scale of, let's go bomb a whole country, let's go to war with a whole country, kill a bunch of innocents, because if we don't kill a whole bunch of innocents, then more innocents are going to die. I don't believe in like preemptive strikes, guys. I don't believe in that theory of war. I believe in just war. A war should only be fought if it's a just war. And there's certain criteria for war to be just. So, the idea of do whatever brings about the highest net benefit is not always what's moral. You know? It would bring about the most, and again, what does benefit mean? Is it personal, ambiguous, subjective benefit? What brings about your personal benefit? Because then that framework's never going to work. If utilitarianism is bringing about your personal view of what benefits you, then why do we have any moral standard to go to war with another nation who's just doing what's in their nation's best interest? If there's a problematic group of people, should we eliminate that problematic group of people, exterminate them, and then the world's better off? No. we fought World War II because of that ideology. We were fighting against that ideology. But then you look at today, and it's like, wait a minute. You're not allowed to say this, but we're fighting with that same ideology today. We're fighting with that same ideology today of we need to wipe out these people who are damaging and destructive to our subjective national values. And if we don't eliminate a whole bunch of civilians, you know, that's a small price to pay. You know, you have dudes like Mark Levin, who Mark Levin is also a biblical level of evil. You have dudes like Mark Levin. Donald Trump is like, hey, you guys go check out the Mark Levin show. He says that like the week before Easter Sunday. And then the Holy Weekend, Mark Levin show, he's talking all about how it was a moral obligation, a moral duty, a moral requirement for us to drop a bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Otherwise, a lot of Americans would have died. And then he segues that into, that's why we have to send ground troops. That's why we have to send nuclear weapons. Like, we have to drop bombs and we have to call for total surrender in Iran or we're going to lose a bunch of ground troops. It's like, man, like the conditioning is so thick. Like, we got to open our eyes. If I say it's better to sacrifice one to save two, then the ends justify the means. I am saying it is never okay to sacrifice another human being. Humans don't have authority over life and death. We don't. God does. We don't. That's why God ended human sacrifice on the cross, because God himself offered up himself to save the world. That's what's unique about Christianity. I've talked about it before. I'm going to talk about it again. God himself offered up himself as the perfect sacrifice so that humans would not shed any more blood. It was a perfect sacrifice, a perfect atoning. And we look at the language today where like human sacrifices never ended throughout all of human history. You know, you read in history class about, oh my gosh, look at these barbaric civilizations. We had to eliminate them. You know, there's no nuance. There's just the people who are like, oh, if you're a white, you're a colonizer. If you're a Christian, you're a colonizer. Christianity is the worst thing that happened to the Western world. We destroyed the natives. It's like, you either have those people who are totally like out of touch with reality, or you have the other people totally out of touch with reality who think like it was our God-given right to exterminate these backwards people. It's like, dude, no. You have also lost the plot, man. My whole point is that it's never okay to kill another human being. It's never okay to kill another human being. Only God has the authority over life and death. God exclusively has that authority. All right, I'm going to wreck all this hard work by letting these guys free on accident? Okay, cool. Never punished. It's never okay to take another human life, guys. Riggs, what about like the death penalty? What about just war? There are instances where there is righteous use of violent force. I believe that. I believe that there are instances of righteous use of force. But that use of force is derived from God's authority. Right? I don't think humans have this hold over what is righteous, what is unrighteous. Oh, it's whatever benefits us. Okay, what does it mean to benefit? Like, what is prosperity? Where does value come from? Why can we say, to say we could sacrifice... Ooh, wait a minute. I did this wrong. Well, I don't think I did do it wrong because it has to be a bottom slab or things will spawn on top of it. I did it right. It's just I can still fall through it because I'm a goober. Oh, wait. I can just do this and then I won't fall through it. Whatever. I just won't ever fall through it. I won't be a fool. All right, guys. Let's see if these babies are going to make it. I hope so. If we are to say it is necessary to minimize human suffering, to bring about human suffering, that is arbitrary to me. That's not love. That's discrimination. That is to say, people are just a means to an end. And in utilitarianism, the ends always justify the means. Oh, the alarm's going on again. So I'm going to go fix that. I'm going to look here so that I could go to this part of the video and cut out the alarm. If you watched last video, you know that my building's alarm's been on the fritz. We've had some power issues in my building. So I'm going to go turn off that alarm. I'll be right back. If you're confused, if you are confused as to why I am in a hole, it's because my building fire alarm keeps going off. It keeps like having false triggers. And I say fire alarm. It's not like a smoke detector. Oh yeah, guys, I think this is too tall. If there's no babies, they must keep just falling and dying. Oh, that's not supposed to happen. Huh. How did you? Oh no! The new babies. Does this farm design not work anymore? Oh, guys, no. I have no idea if this farm works anymore. I'm going to look this up real quick. I need to look this up real quick. So sorry, I'm AFK. I can probably edit this part out too. I'm just going to look up real quick. Did they change how it works? I'm so confused. What did I do wrong? Because maybe babies have a different hitbox? Oh, guys, I'm a fool. I know what I did wrong. No, I don't, actually. I actually genuinely don't know what I did wrong. Oh, I do! I do! I thought I didn't, but I do. You guys watching this back who know how villager breeders work, you probably noticed this at the very beginning. I forgot to put the trapdoors on top of the beds. Oops. 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 Was that 8? So this is gonna be interesting. Interesting. I don't know if you guys watch Love on the Spectrum, but that's like been my there's monsters nearby. What the heck? Where? Oh, there. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wowzers. Holy moly. There's monsters nearby. Where? Back to utilitarianism, because I had to turn off the fire alarm. And it's not a smoke detector. It's not like the whole building evacuates. We have these like fire panels. They're like emergency panels where basically like if there's a generator issue, if there's a fire issue, if there's a this issue, or that, they just go beep, beep, beep. And ours been false triggering like about 100 times a day. It's really annoying. I had to like put on noise canceling headphones to go to bed the last 2 nights. And it's also really annoying because I'm trying to film my Minecraft videos. That's more important than sleep, even. Utilitarianism. I feel like I was making a good point and I got interrupted. But that's fine. We'll start from scratch. Summarize it really quick. If you believe that human life has no inherent value, utilitarianism is extremely dangerous. If you don't believe human life has inherent value, if you don't believe people have a right to life, if you don't value life, utilitarianism is incredibly dangerous. And if you believe in a human right to life, you believe in the right to life, you believe that life belongs to God, or maybe you believe in the right to life, but you don't derive it from God, in which case you're logically inconsistent, but I would rather you be logically inconsistent than deny the right to life. You know, if people are like, yeah, human life has value. Do you believe in God? No. Well, where does objective human life value come from? Well, it's like evolved. Like we determined that it's important to human prosperity and flourishing and evolutionary survival that we create value. It's like, okay, well then that's subjective. That isn't actually objective. That's not like an appeal to an objective standard. I digress. But even if you believe in the right to life, you know, like a lot of these neocons are probably pro-life. You know, on paper, they say they're pro-life, like anti-abortion, which you should be anti-abortion. We'll do a whole video on abortion. Not trying to offend you boys. Don't want to be offensive. My goal is not to be offensive. My goal is just to stand on what's true. Abortion is immoral. Yeah, guys, I don't think this farm's going to work because these goobers don't fit anymore. Or no, I don't think it's an issue of whether they fit. I think it's an issue of I messed up the farm and they're supposed to be standing on the fence post. Go on the fence post. Okay, this guy's right. Stop it. Stop it. Villagers are so annoying. Stop it, please. You're close. We're getting there. Please, guys. Please, please, please. There's these people who are like, you know, they're conservative, they're Republican, which, you know, come on. Sorry, kid. I'm going to punch you. I'm going to punch you, kid. I'm talking about nonviolence, and I'm threatening to punch a child. I can't make this point while these villagers are being so dumb. Oh, yes, so close. I'm going to punch you. Yes. Yes. No. Yes. Now just fall. Yes. Now you get there too. Come on. Get in there. So close, little stupid idiot. You dumb big head. Get in there. You're so close. Get in there. Please. Please. Get in there. Come on. I'm not going to hurt you. Just punch you really hard in the face. Brr. Please. Stop. Yes. Yes. Oh. That's so awkward. Oops. How did I do that? You guys are going to get a little behind the scenes there. That's so funny. Okay. Now that these stupid nerds... Whoa, Iron Farm, hold up, because all the zombies were scaring the crap out of them. Sick. Next episode, we'll make an Iron Farm. Anyways, now that all this foolishness is aside. Oh, I'm cooked. Leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone. I know I punched you first. I know I punched you first, but leave me alone. Okay. No, I need 3. I'm using a pickaxe. Okay, cool. That was almost sketchy. Let's make a point. Let's make a point easy to follow. If you don't believe humans have inherent value, like I don't know how you like exist in this world. If you do believe human life has value, yet you apply utilitarianism, you're going to find some major inconsistencies. Because what if you are on the other end of bringing about somebody's benefit? What if your existence in America actually was at the detriment of the Indians here before you were? And they all decide it is in our best interest that we reclaim our land. Or what if Iran and the Middle East say, actually, America's done nothing but destroy and destabilize and take advantage of the Middle East. It's in our collective interest. We would limit human suffering if we wiped out America. America has been the source, as somebody who loves America, right? I was saying that there's two extremes. There's people who are like, America and Europeans and Western Christianity, they're all colonizers and terrible and evil and they're bad. Or they're on the other side where it's like, yeah, it was our, manifest destiny to wipe out all these. I'm saying it's a bit of both. History is not of angels and demons. There's not good guys and bad guys. There's not heroes and villains. There's just people who are broken. They're instruments of evil and they're instruments of good. That's my point, is it's nuanced. There were tribes that sacrificed their babies on an altar and played soccer with human heads. And yep, it's immoral for us to kill them and wipe them out. And also it's true that we have built a better society. And I'm not saying that it's morally justifiable. I'm not saying the ends justify the means. That's what I'm saying, is it's all arbitrary and inconsistent morally. Politics are arbitrary and morally inconsistent. War is arbitrary and morally inconsistent. That's just a part of God's providence. God's sovereignty is that something like the American West, the Western world, the beacon of human civilization, came about through bloodshed. And look at us today. Are we the beacon of God's righteousness anymore? No, like our country's controlled by satanic pedophiles. Like we're not the image and glory of God. Like, are you serious? Anyways, I'm going to plant. This is a non-image bear wheat field, okay? Non-image bear wheat field. This is not affiliated with the image bears. I'm going to put it over here. We need wheat to breed these villagers. I don't want to end this video until we find out if this breeder works. So, what if you're on the receiving end of what brings a net human flourishing? What if your death, your family's destruction, the annihilation of your nation, of your people, what if that brings about the greatest good? Utilitarianism, when applied to human lives, is human sacrifice. It is saying, I'm going to shed your blood for benefit. I'm going to shed your blood for power. We read these Old Testament, we read these ancient religious texts, and we're like, oh my gosh, people are so barbaric. We read about human sacrifice in like the Mayan cultures, right? We read about Native American Indians, like we read about that. And we're like, oh my gosh, it's so barbaric. Human sacrifice has been here as old as humanity's been here, as long as humanity's been here. Adam and Eve fell in their foolishness. They believed they could bear the knowledge of good and evil in their foolishness. And the immediate subsequent generation started murdering each other. And only after several generations, the entire earth was cleansed for what sin? Violence. The world had become so violent that Genesis said God regretted making man. That is to say, God had a deep sorrow and sadness and hurt. We hurt God with how violent we were. I don't think we can speak in terms as human beings of like what life has more value than another. God determines human value. So we believe as humans that all humans have an equal right to life. I cannot say as an American, Americans have a greater right to survive than another country. Not philosophically, not morally, not ethically. So let's all just be honest that governments and politics and nations, all of it is an arbitrary result of the fallenness of this world. The reason I want America to prosper is because I'm an American. It's not because Americans are inherently more valuable. They aren't. Actually, it's probably the opposite. America is like the global evil. America is the global evil of this world right now. It has been for a while. It wasn't always. It used to be the moral good. It used to be like the beacon of righteousness and godliness. Not always, right? You guys don't think I'm saying America's like perfect. America's always been fallen. I'm just saying, look at us now versus what we used to be. We've fallen further. It's always been fallen, but we've fallen further. I want Americans not to die because I'm an American. But I don't want others to die. These Mark Levin, Lindsey Graham, these like weirdos, they like salivate thinking about bombing kids. They're literally animated by devils. Literally animated by demons. It is disgusting. Our politicians are animated by evil. Like that's what the Book of Daniel's about. Is you're either animated by, like somebody like the Prince of Persia, like you're animated by this unseen demonic prince, or you could be like Nebuchadnezzar, who is going to be humbled and humiliated, but then brought to restoration, So I say all of this. I don't know why I started talking about utilitarianism. I don't think moral ethics can be derived from anything subjective. There are, of course, subjective and arbitrary applications. Like, let's say veganism. Is it morally right or morally wrong to eat meat? I love eating meat. I love steak. I ate a cheeseburger last night with my fiance. There is an element to the biblical narrative where God created animals in Eden to not eat each other, but also in the outside of Eden perspective. Oh no, are these babies gonna like eat all of this and then the adults don't get to eat it? I should have went to bed. Do I have any more wool? Bro. Flipping nerds. Oh, one of you guys grabbed some of them. Like veganism. Is it objectively right or objectively wrong? I think there's freedom. Follow your conscience, Alcohol. Is alcohol objectively wrong? Is it objectively wrong or objectively good to consume? Alcohol was intended to be a blessing. It's an extension of... Nice. Alcohol is an extension of the user's heart. You can use it to be blessed and be merry, or you can use it to just wreak absolute havoc and destroy your life. In the American context of drinking, I see more of the latter than the former. I see way more unhealthy, glorified drinking than healthy drinking. But that doesn't mean it's immoral, right? Like, we could talk about all types of things that are like application based and subjective, and there's freedom, of course. There are things that are rules. I believe in rules to this universe, laws to this universe, just as we are all underneath the law of nature, underneath the law of gravity, underneath the principles that govern this universe. We are under God's moral authority. There is never a single instance where it is okay for another human being to shed the blood of another innocent human being. And I know there's some of you who are going to say, well, there's no such thing as an innocent person. That's how I used to talk, right? I used to be somebody who would argue, yeah, like Hiroshima was necessary. Nagasaki was necessary. By the way, fun history fact. Nagasaki was the Christian capital of Southeast Asia. Nagasaki had the highest amount of Christians in all of Japan. It was the only place in Japan, actually, where Christians prospered. And Asia as a whole, collective, prospered because of Christians there. Why did we drop a bomb on the most densely Christian part? I'm not saying I know. I'm not saying there's a grand conspiracy. I'm just saying that was the effect. If we're a Christian nation and it's like, well, what we do is we do it for God. All these wars are for God because we're in a war against Islam, radical Islam. Christians have killed way more Christians. American Christians have killed way more Christians in modern history than modern Muslims have. That's just a fact. There's not a single group of people that died more in number than Christians in World War II. You know, right now Israel's invading Lebanon, like the only Christian nation of the Middle East. You know, we've destabilized all Christianity in the Middle East. Anywhere in the Middle East, the United States government has been involved. We have only brought radical terrorism. We've said, this is a regime change war. And then we change the regime to someone that hates us because we just killed the religious leader of their country. Like, it's all so backwards. Like, everyone's sick of it. Everyone's sick of the lies and the nonsense. We have to stop Iran. They're going to use a nuclear bomb. We were in negotiation with them that they didn't want nuclear bomb. They would never use a nuclear bomb. And then we realized, oh, wait, America was in negotiations of peace with Iran. But then a certain country didn't like that. So then they bombed Iran. And then we're like, yeah, we're going to war with Iran. So I think all of us are fed up with these. We're doing this for regime change to bring democracy and liberty throughout the world. Everywhere we've claimed to bring democracy and liberty throughout the world has like totally destabilized it. And I shouldn't laugh. I cope with things that are very sad by just laughing about it because it's absurd. We have killed millions and millions of people by our foreign policy since the war on terror. 9/11 was a tragic event, tragic, terrible event. Thousands of Americans were killed. It is not a proportionate use of force to completely destroy and destabilize the Middle East. And also, maybe we do an episode on 9/11. We'll definitely get demonetized. Not like we're monetized anyways. If we're already not monetized, might as well make a 9/11 episode. Yeah, 9/11 most absolutely was a false flag attempt. People actually died. You know, people actually died. There was nothing fake about the tragedy. There was nothing fake about it. I'm not convinced that it was any of the radical terrorists behind 9/11 were armed by the United States, known by the United States, given passports in the United States, were in the United States before the attacks were carried out. Pretty much every intelligence agency had foreknowledge of these attacks before they happened. All I'm saying is, look into 9/11. We'll leave it there. We'll do a different video about 9/11. This is quite the ramble session. Quite the ramble session. I want to know this works, but I have to get going. I have to get going. Okay, guys. We're going to wrap up here. The only standard to give human life any value that is objective and universal is a right of life that is endowed by a creator. If we start looking at lives as a means to an end, then there is no value in human life, not an objective universal one. Utilitarianism just leaves us with human sacrifice. I will sacrifice you to save you because you have more value to me arbitrarily. If somebody asked me, would you rather save 5 Americans or save 5 Chinese people? There's no inherent value in an American that Chinese people don't have. But as soon as we start talking in a war context, we're like, yes, we need to kill those 5 to save our guys. We need to kill whoever we can. Kill whoever we can to save our guys. It's like you realize that war is something fallen. That national borders are something that is a result of fallenness. That politics itself and governments itself are a result of fallenness. I love democracy. As far as flawed, broken systems go, democracy's pretty great. I'm not an anarchist. I'm just saying, in heaven, the new heaven, the new earth, everything is perfect. There is one kingdom. There is one king. Christ is king. Christ is king over the earth. Christ is king over the heavens. Below the earth. He is in charge of all. Jesus Christ reigns and rules. And Jesus says to Pilate, if my kingdom were of this world, then my servants would take up swords and defend me. They would save me from being crucified. Reject violence. Reject war. There's no one who it's okay to hurt. There is nobody who it is okay to hurt. Love others. Sacrifice yourself. Don't sacrifice others. Look at people who speak a different language, who have a different skin color, who have a different culture, and view them as a brother and sister created by God. We have no enemies. No one has any enemies. Dear God, forgive us of our many sins. Be with those who suffer at the hands of our brokenness. Restore them. Bring your judgment and justice on this earth. Bring your redemption and reconciliation and grace. Father, forgive us of our sins. Jesus, I pray that you return and cleanse this all. Make it on earth as it is in heaven. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. Thank you for watching Image Bearers. If you made it to this point in the video, subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. You can always change your mind. Drop a comment. Drop your thoughts. Give me your opinions, agreements, disagreements. Like the video. Share the video. Have a blessed day. Signing out for now, boys. Ciao.